Alright guys, so we're going to do a different video today. I'm going to do this as an emergency video because like I said, been very busy, haven't had a chance to post anything, but I'm going to do this real quick. So, today we're going to talk about this winter storm we're expecting and then some frigid cold areas that are going to be coming in later on this week and starting after this storm. So we go to forecast models right now, and come right here. You can currently see that the storm is currently right now around Texas area, Oklahoma area. We got some freezing rain right there. This is the GFS run. Sorry if the camera's a little shaky. As we go on till tonight, it's going to form into a storm. And you guys can see that we are talking about a lot of snow for the north. And what we got to really worry about is this freezing rain that's going to be right here. And the same thing with the Carolinas and the Virginia area. Once you guys get that freezing rain right there, that's going to cause a lot of power outages. Everything's going to be iced over. Same thing with snow. We're talking about a good foot for some of these darker blue spots. The south, as you go more down south, you can expect some more rain. And as we take a look at like this, you can see the storm is going to be moved off around Monday later in the day. So later in that day, we're going to expect the storm to be finally moved off. Hopefully, and then there we go. So the storm is going to be moving off, but like I said, we do have to look out because it is one of these things where we could be facing a lot of trouble. Power outs could be out for a few days. Pipes are going to burst definitely because of the storm. We're talking about some spots getting into the teens after the storm leaves. We're talking about it's going to get really cold for most of the United States. We're going to get this Arctic blast next week. But if we take a look at the European real fast, they're basically lined up. Like I said, this is a day or two out. You can see the European kind of has a freezing rain a little bit more north, and you can see around the Outer Banks, Tidewater area, you can see there's a lot more rain rather than freezing rain. But that freezing rain is going to be around the Newport News and Hampton area. So, like I said, we'll have to keep out for this, but you can see we got freezing rain right here, and that's one thing we do have to worry about. I would say the snow is pretty normal up north. Maybe there's some snow right here. It's not as common, but it's still fairly common. It's what the freezing rain is really going to bring for parts of the south west, and then going on to the southeast. So we have to be really careful with that because we're talking about some catastrophic damage that can cause to the power lines, trees, pipes, stuff like that. So we have to be careful with this, and that's something we're going to be watching out for. Like I said, tomorrow will be kind of the last day. If you live on the East Coast, tomorrow's going to be really your last day to preparate for this. Because there's probably be a few days where you guys are not going to be able to leave because of everything being frozen over or just simply too much snow. So we're going to go take a look at the forecast models for the snow and everything. If we can look at it real fast, here we go. We're going to go to total, we'll go to total full snowfall total. So you can see as we play out, let's see, there we go. So as you can see, some spots we're gonna talking about a good 18 inches, so well over a foot in parts of Virginia. As we get to the Carolinas right here, we're talking about but now I do think the GFS is confusing freezing rain and sleet and snow and mixing it all together. So really, the snow is going to be more up north. This looks more about it. You're talking about 9 to 10 inches up north. As more north we go up, 2 to 3 inches, 9 inches right there. Parts of New Jersey, New York area around between 9 to 10 inches. We come over here to Virginia, Kentucky, West Virginia, North Carolina, parts of North Carolina, parts of Tennessee, parts of Alabama, parts of Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma. We're looking at parts that can see up to 14 inches. That's including freezing rain, sleet, and snow. Now, I will say down here where you see the 21, we are going to have some transitioning to rain. So hopefully all that's going to be washed away. Same thing with the parts of Virginia. If we come right here, we're talking about also the same thing for parts of the Carolinas and Virginias in the front part. Anything below, I would say at their Smithfield going below is going to transition to rain on Monday. So therefore all the snow will be melted. But the thing is you have to worry about is when the temperatures come down that night, because we're talking about in the low teens that night. So like I said, we have to watch out, because just because you don't get the freezing rain, you're going to get frigid cold temperatures. So even though the storm is going to be over and it's going to be past, you still have to watch out for bursting pipes, ice after the storm, because we're talking about some frigid cold air temperatures. So if we come over here, we're going to take a look at this real fast. So we're going to zoom it back in, and you can see this is currently the temperature right now. You can kind of see the jet stream is about right here right now. We have our low right in here, so you can kind of see it as we keep playing this out. When the storm is here, basically the low is going to be pushing up the warmer air. That's why you're going to see the backside of it around here. It's going to have rain because it's pushing that sucking that warmer air on the backside of it, and the front side is going to have more snow because it's got that cold air pushing down on it. So you can see, you know, it's going to bring some warm air up here. We're talking about in the 40s tomorrow and Sunday also for parts of Virginia, in the 40s, 35s, Virginia, Kentucky, even parts of North 31. So as we keep playing this out for you, you're going to see as the storm, we're going to go back a little bit, but you can see as we play this out for you guys, you can see as the storm is going to be moving off. So this is going to be around, let's see, January 23rd, which is going to be Friday, which is, let's see, if we keep playing it. So that's going to be tomorrow. So we're going to see temperatures tomorrow night drop dramatically once the storm is going to be making its way in. We're talking about parts of Texas in the lower 20s, even in the teens for parts of Texas. Going down to even parts of Arizona, parts of Oklahoma, Alabama, parts of Louisiana in the 20s. We're talking about parts of Kentucky, same thing Virginia. As you can see, we're going to play this off, and we're talking about this is going to be Monday. So after this storm is completely moved offshore, it's going to be completely moved offshore. You can kind of see it right here where it is offshore because it's kind of opening right there. You're talking about parts of most of the United States of the middle of the United States is going to be in the negatives to single digits to 0 to negatives. We're talking about parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin in the negative 13 degrees, negative 12 degrees. We come down here to the middle of the United States, negative 7, parts of West Virginia, 12 degrees. We go down here to Kentucky, parts of hitting 8 degrees. Parts even of Texas hitting negative 3 degrees. So you can see, as we play it, we're talking about parts of Virginia coming up to Tuesday. Parts of Virginia is going to be in negative 4. We're talking about this is going to be record-breaking temperatures for parts of Virginia. Talking about even the coast of Virginia hitting 16 degrees, which is very rare because you got the Chesapeake Bay really making an impact normally of their temperature, especially if it's pushing off the bay. Normally it warms it up by 5 degrees, so that's fairly common. But if you can see right here, yeah, we're talking about negative 4 degrees in parts of Virginia. We go down here to the back part of South Carolina, North Carolina, even in the negatives. But even the east coast of Carolinas and Virginia, you're talking about 11 degrees. So like I said, make sure everything's checked even past the storm. We're talking about catastrophic cold air that's going to be happening for most of the United States. You can look at this map, and then you can look, it's going to stick around for a while, for quite a bit. We're talking about all throughout next week. We're talking about into the teens for parts of most of the United States, even the East Coast. So if we look at this, we're going to keep playing it out for you guys, and then sometime hopefully later on around next Saturday, Sunday, we're going to be looking at a possible another snowstorm, nor'easter setting up kind of thing. We're just going to have to keep an eye out on this because, like I said, you can kind of see it's going to dip back up. But like I said, the jet stream is going to be dipping really, really low. We're talking about highs even in the 30s too for parts of the United States. You know, we're talking about this is going to be 12Z, 26 degrees for parts of the East Coast for Virginia. So, like I said, we got to keep out for this. We're we're gonna track on to next storm next week, but we're gonna get this one out of the way. But I would just wanted to say, I wasn't really worried about tonight's storm or tomorrow's storm or Monday's storm that's happening, because that's kind of predicted. But it's the frigid cold airs that are going to be happening after this, and I think it needs to be more brought up, because a lot of people are not paying attention to that. I think this is what's going to cause a lot of that freezing rain to stick around for quite a bit. When you got ice on the roads and everything, pipes can break, a lot of stuff like that. So we need to watch out for that, because like I said, it's going to cause a lot more. It's going to stick around for a while, along with the snow, because the sun angle is not as strong as this time of year because it's in January. So we need to watch out for this, because like I said, record-breaking temperatures in parts of Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. We're talking about going into the teens, very low teens, and like I said, it's supposed to stay like that for the rest of the week. And normally it happens a night or two in the state of Virginia where I live, but this is going to be a whole week process. We're talking about some highs even getting up to maybe 25 degrees in parts of Virginia. And I do live on the east coast of Virginia, actually on the water. So that's going to be very fun. And like I said, if you're not used to the cold, we're even talking about negative 12 degrees in parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, parts of Green Bay. We're talking about negative 6 degrees. So we need to just watch out for this and keep your eyes out on it. Make sure you stay informed. Like I said, because it's not the end of it yet. Like I said, the snowstorm is going to come past. It's going to do a lot of damage, and when it comes to power outages and trees snapping because of the ice. But then after that, it's going to be frigid cold air. So if people are out of power for quite a bit, get prepared, because like I said, just because the power goes out doesn't mean it's going to be restored within a day or 2 or 3. That means because we're going to have low temperatures in most of the United States. So, like I said, if the power goes out, if you can, try to find a different place to stay, because, like I said, it's going to be very, very cold, and I know heat is going to be very bad if you're staying in a house with no heat, because, like I said, you're going to get into the single digits, if not in the teens, for most of the United States. So, like I said, we need to watch out for this, and thank you for watching the video, guys. Like I said, I just want to create this video real fast. I know it's not my typical video, but thank you for watching. Please subscribe, leave a comment down below if you got any questions. I'll be happy to assist you. And I'm looking to post more videos hopefully soon. We're going to get a schedule going, and then I will be good. It's just been busy right now, so I've been doing a lot of things. And I'm currently going to school for meteorologists and meteorology, so I'm looking to get this done. And hopefully we got some videos coming out very soon. Very hyped up for hurricane season. I'm ready to warm up. I'm pretty sure after this cold blast, everyone's going to be ready for it to be warmed up. Because, yeah, it's going to be pretty bad. But I'll catch you all in the next one.